My topic is success story of 4 years GST. 1st July, and on this date in 2017, GST was introduced in India. That is why this day is also called as GST Day. This tax was introduced in order to eliminate the effect of tax, widen the tax base, and increased the revenue of the government, and gave a simplified tax system to the taxpayers. Apart from this, providing input credit to the taxpayers without any hindrance, and providing a automated tax system free from human intervention were also the stated objects of GST. The expectation of government as far as the revenue part of this tax is concerned in appear that the results are positive now, and the government is not only getting the expected revenue from this tax, but from the last 7 months, the revenue from this tax has gone up to more than 1 lakh crore per month, and the government has achieved this goal even during the corona period. In April 2021, the revenue figures crossed 142 lakh crores, which is the highest from the introduction of GST in July 2017. Apart from this, another object of GST is to eliminate the effect of tax on tax, which is called the cascading effect. One more thing is multiple taxes in indirect taxes are subsumed in the new goods and service taxes system. So cutting the several number of taxes by introducing the GST is also achieved. Thank you.
Good, good. So basically, what did you understand from this? Yeah, it was implemented. It's been 4 years, right? Next, who will do it? Pratyusha? Pratyusha, are you ready? Are you following the group? Your topic, have you seen?
Petledu, ma'am.
Petledamma?
లేదు మేడం నేమ్తో ఏం టాపిక్ పెట్టలేదు మేడం.
ఓకే ఓకే రైట్ సార్ ఈరోజు పెడతారు రేపు ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలి.
ఓకే ఓకే
యా Pearly, are you ready?
Ma'am, actually I didn't prepare as well, ma'am.
Okay. Aditi?
Can I do it in after 2 minutes now?
Yeah, okay. Padma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You can start.
So my topic is terrorism is a threat to the nation.
Okay.
So I'll just discuss about this regarding the India. So we see that terrorism as doing an unlawful activities, causing the problem to the people who resides. So there are so many things that are happening in India. So that current law in India enacted to tackle the terrorism of all kinds is that Unlawful Activities Amendment Act. And India faces terrorism from secessionists in Kashmir, the Northeast, and then to an extent in the Punjab. So India is one of the countries most affected by the terrorism in the world. According to the Institute of Economics and Peace, India was the 7th most affected country in 2018. And Jammu and Kashmir is the region most affected by the terrorism activities in the country. And the Global Terrorism Index 2019 also places India on the 7th rank in terms of most affected country by terrorism. It was after Mumbai attacks by terrorist groups the government formed a National Investigation Agency, and India is also trying to push a global intergovernmental convention called Comprehensive Convention on the International Terrorism to counter terrorism since the late 90s. India has a network of intelligence agencies such as a Research and Analysis Wing and Intelligence Bureau, and it is also a member of Financial Action Task Force, an organization that works towards the establishing global standards for combating money laundering and terrorist financing. And there is also a national intelligence grid, that is an integrated intelligence framework connecting the database of security agencies of the Indian government to the gather intelligence agencies of information by the intelligence agencies of India. So India is trying to provide a counter-terrorism from late 90s, but sometimes it is successful and sometimes it is not. That's all from my end, ma'am.
Okay.
I haven't prepared much.
What is a major terrorist act in the world? Like, no, there are several, accidents, or I should say events that had happened. In that one event which shake the world.
It's a white US. It's in the US, ma'am. I think it's in 2004.
Twin Towers.
Twin Towers, yeah.
Yeah, Twin Towers. 2001, I suppose. If I'm
I think, yeah. I think it's in 2000 or 2001. I didn't remember.
9/11. 2000. Right. Yeah. Aditi, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, can I show my screen, like present my screen?
Yes, yeah, sure. I will enable you 1 second.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Yeah. Now you can do it.
Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aditi, and today my topic is Roots of Globalization and PV Regime. Indian economy before PV regime. In 1991, India's economy was on the brink of collapse. The country's foreign debt has increased to about $72 billion, the third highest in the world at that time, and its imports by far outweighed exports. That meant that the country's reserves in foreign currency weren't even enough to support any more imports, especially petroleum. Situation was so grim that the Indian government had to mortgage about 20 tons of gold for $240 million just to keep the economy afloat. P.V. Narasimha Rao's government. P.V. Narasimha Rao became a prime minister in 1991. Within weeks of coming to the power, Rao and his finance minister, Manmohan Singh, announced a series of policy decisions that kick-started the liberalization and privatization of the Indian economy. These reforms freed up India from many bureaucratic hurdles and red tapeism, providing the foundation for strong economic growth. Since then, India's economy has turned into Asia's third largest and today world's fastest growing large one. Globalization. Globalization is the word used to describe the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations, brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flow of investment, people, and information. Globalization has its impacts on various sectors, including agricultural, industrial, financial, and many others. It was only after the LPG policy, that is, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, launched by then Finance Minister Manmohan Singh, that India saw its development in various sectors. How the changes were made once the globalization came into power. The following measures were taken to liberalize and globalize the economy. First, devaluation. To solve the balance of payment problem, Indian currency was devaluated by 18 to 19%. Second, disinvestment. To make LPG model smooth, many of the public sectors were sold to the private sectors. 3. Allowing foreign sector investment, FDI. FDI was allowed in a wide range of sectors such as insurance, 26%, defense industries, 26%, etc.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Aditi is presenting. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please
Should I continue now?
continue.
Yeah, please continue.
Fourth, NRI scheme. The facilities were made available to the foreign investors who were also given to the NRIs. Effects of globalization. The benefits of effects of globalization in the Indian industry are: 1. Foreign companies were set up which brought in advanced technology to India. Second, helped improve quality of goods and services to withstand the foreign market. 3. Technological developments were resulted in reverse brain drain in developing countries. 4. India's export and import in the year 2001 and 2 were to the extent of 32,572 and 38,362 million respectively. Conclusion. India gained highly from the LPG model as its GDP increased to 9.7% in 2007 and 2008. In respect of the market capitalization, India ranks fourth in the world. And it can be said that very soon India will overcome all these hurdles too and march strongly to its path of development. So globalization has taken a long way from 1991, which has resulted in the advancement of our country. Thank you.
Well done, Aditi. Very well, you have prepared the PPT also for it. Good.
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. Sir, Yashwini,
All the other members, let them note down the notes
points. Yeah,
which
yes,
she has
sir.
prepared. Yeah.
This video will be again shared in YouTube,
Yeah.
sir, if they can.
Let Ashwini start.
Yashwini completed, sir. Yashwini, Padma, and Aditi have finished. These three finished, sir.
No, Pratyusha, na?
Pratyusha didn't get a topic, it seems. Today, if we give, tomorrow she will prepare. You're on mute, sir.
Sai.
Sai is doing it now.
Please.
Sir, today my topic was pandemic, economy affected by the pandemic. So due to outbreak of COVID-19 in Indian economy, we have
You adjust your face. You adjust your face. Yeah.
Means
Right.
lighting.
Yeah.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, for outbreak of this COVID-19, India was economically affected in different sectors. Those different sectors were tourism, capital markets, as well as MSME sector, aviation, retail sector, as well as internal mobility was restricted. These are the sectors which we had affected because of this outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. So I can give you brief with the statistics with the sector wise. So coming to just a moment, sir. I'm taking. So due to this pandemic, we have.
Face is not visible fully. You adjust yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it is very.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now it is all right.
Yeah. So in economic survey in 1920, which we had been given, GDP rate was go down 4.5% when compared to the previous years. So in the sector wise, we can say aviation, tourism, as well as import of petroleum, we were affected through because of pandemic. I can give you the statistical information regarding this survey. One minute, I just noted down. Yeah. So through World World Tourism Organization has 2020 has released a report. 20 to 30% of tourism was affected in India, and for aviation we have 30% affected because of this pandemic COVID-19. And for importing of petroleum, $20 was increased because of this pandemic. And due to overcome this pandemic, Indian government, Prime Minister Modi was brought up Atmanirbhar Bharat was the scheme which we had been supported for economic development in the country. And also we have MSME sector was also affected through this. We have lots of schemes were introduced by the finance minister of India. So these are the objectives which we have been followed from finance minister and Prime Minister Modi to overcome this economic development, economic effect through pandemic. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All of them are over.
Yes, sir. Early, then you will do it tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Your topic given, yeah, you do it tomorrow. For Pratyusha also we can give a topic, or can she pick up any of the topics and do it, sir?
Pratyusha has not joined.
No, she joined. She is not given a topic, sir.
I have given the topic to her.
Okay. Yeah, let me check.
She wants the topic.
Yes, tomorrow she will prepare and she will do.
But whether she has received my instructions or not.
She says it's not there for her.
It was not there. It was not in the WhatsApp message, sir. Pratyusha name was not mentioned in the WhatsApp
Was
message.
not. Sneha, you. Achha, okay. You had some network issue. You have joined, right?
Yes, ma'am. There was some technical issue. I was connecting.
Okay. So tomorrow you're not ready today. You will be doing it tomorrow, right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I wasn't at home yesterday. I didn't have my laptop and my phone with me.
Okay. Fine.
Do you want me
Well,
to?
sir will give a topic and.
No,